Jessica Pegula posts funny message to social media before beginning her 2026 season. Jessica Pegula has yet to play a match in 2026. The American star isn't playing at the United Cup this year and will instead begin her 2026 campaign at the Brisbane International. However, competing as the number 4 seed, Pegula has been given a bye into the second round. Therefore, she won't play her first match of the year until Wednesday, January 7th, when she takes on Anna Kalinskaya. By that time, her fellow American Coco Gauff may have already played 6 matches in Perth. Jessica Pegula jokes about watching everyone else play before her. On X, Pegula posted the following message alongside a gif of someone lounging around watching TV. "Me watching and judging everyone before I've yet to play a match in 2026, she said. Pegula last played a professional match 59 days ago, losing in the WTA Finals semi-finals to the eventual champion Elena Rybakina. She'll play Kalinskaya in her first match back, but who else will Pegula need to beat en route to the title in Brisbane? Jessica Pegula's route to the Brisbane International title. If Pegula were to beat Kalinskaya, she'd advance to play either Leylah Fernandez or Diana Yastremska in the third round. Pegula leads the head-to-head with Fernandez 2-1, but lost her sole career meeting with Yastremska. Moving into the quarterfinals, should Pegula get that far, she could play the likes of Clara Tauson or Ludmila Samsonova. She'd be expected to win against both players, but would face a far tougher test in the semifinals. Mira Andreeva or Amanda Anisimova could meet her in the last 4. Anisimova was one of the best players in women's tennis last year, reaching 2 Grand Slam finals and winning 2 WTA 1000 titles. Things wouldn't get any easier for Pegula in the final with the top seed, Aryna Sabalenka, her most likely opponent. Pegula and Sabalenka's rivalry is one of the most entertaining on the WTA Tour. They have played 12 times in total, with Sabalenka leading their head-to-head 9-3. The American would undoubtedly love to turn the tide of their rivalry in 2026, and what better place to start than in the final of the Brisbane International? She won't want to get ahead of herself, though, and will first focus on playing Kalinskaya in the second round on Wednesday, January 7th. Jessica Pegula, a phone, and a post button. How a joke set the tone for 2026. The first serve of Jessica Pegula's 2026 season didn't happen on a tennis court. It happened on a couch. Sweatpants on. Hair in a lazy knot. Phone balanced dangerously close to the edge of a coffee table that had already survived too many post-match snacks. Somewhere between pre-season workouts and the quiet mental math of ranking points, Pegula opened her social media app and did what elite athletes rarely get credit for doing well. She made fun of herself. New season starts tomorrow, the post read. Goals for 2026. Hit more winners. Hit fewer balls into the net. Remember where I parked. Try not to Google myself after losses. Wish me luck. Grinning face with sweat tennis. Within minutes, the post took off. Not because it was shocking or dramatic, but because it was human. Fans screenshotted it, fellow players commented laughing emojis, and sports media accounts reposted it with captions like, "Relatable Queen," and "Mood for the entire tennis season." For Pegula, it wasn't a calculated branding move or a carefully scripted PR moment. It was just Jessica being Jessica, something that, over the years, has quietly become one of her greatest strengths. The off-season silence before the noise. The start of a new tennis season is usually framed by expectations. Rankings reset. Points loom. Commentators sharpen their narratives. For someone like Pegula, consistent, resilient, and perpetually hovering near the top, the questions tend to repeat themselves. Is this the year she wins another big title? Can she push deeper at the majors? How does she handle pressure? But the weeks before the season are oddly quiet. No crowds. No match statistics. Just practice courts, recovery sessions, and long days where progress feels invisible. Pegula has always navigated that quiet differently. Instead of leaning into mystique, she leans into honesty. And that funny post, half checklist, half confession, felt like a small window into that space. It wasn't saying, "I have everything figured out." It was saying, "I'm showing up anyway." Humor is armor. In a sport that often celebrates intensity, Pegula's humor has become a kind of armor. She doesn't deny the pressure, she disarms it. Tennis can be brutal in its loneliness. There are no timeouts to hide behind, no teammates to absorb the blame. Every mistake echoes. Every loss gets replayed online in slow motion, with commentary that ranges from insightful to unnecessarily cruel. So when Pegula jokes about not Googling herself after losses, it lands because everyone knows exactly what she means. It's funny, but it's also real. Athletes are told to block out the noise, but noise finds cracks. Humor fills them. And for fans, that joke did something powerful. It reminded them that behind the forehand and footwork is a person who scrolls, doubts, laughs, and tries again. The comments section becomes a locker room. The replies to Pegula's post quickly turned into a digital locker room. Goal number 3 is the hardest one fan wrote. Another added, if you remember where you parked, the season is already a success. A fellow player commented, you forgot, drink more water. Rookie mistake. What stood out wasn't just the volume of responses, it was the warmth. In an online world often fueled by criticism, this felt communal. Supportive. Almost protective. For a moment, the usual hierarchy between athlete and audience blurred. Everyone was just laughing together before the grind began. A quiet statement before the storm. There was something subtly defiant about the post, too. By joking on the eve of a season that would inevitably be scrutinized, Pegula was choosing her own tone. She wasn't promising dominance. She wasn't issuing bold declarations. She wasn't pretending the year would be easy. She was saying, I know this will be hard, and I'm okay with that. In elite sports, that kind of confidence is rare. Not loud confidence. Not headline confidence. But grounded confidence, the kind that doesn't need to be announced. The 2026 season begins. The next day, Pegula would step onto the court again. The jokes would fade into warm-ups, then into rallies, then into results that no emoji could soften. There would be wins that felt effortless and losses that felt heavy. There would be matches where everything clicked and others where nothing did. That's the nature of tennis. That's the nature of seasons. But long after the scorelines blurred together, fans would remember that post, not because it predicted anything, but because it captured a moment of clarity before the chaos. A reminder that even at the highest level, the season doesn't start with perfection. It starts with showing up, laughing a little, and pressing post. Why it mattered? In the end, Jessica Pegula's funny message wasn't important because it was viral. It mattered because it was honest. It reminded fans that greatness doesn't require seriousness at all times. That resilience can coexist with humor. That ambition doesn't disappear when you admit your flaws. And maybe that's why, as the 2026 season unfolded, people kept rooting, not just for her backhand or her ranking, but for the person who reminded them that even under pressure, it's okay to smile first.